Rockefeller, the first confirmed billionaire, and how he did it. I think this is interesting. I know, like, technically how it happened, but I'm gonna let the video speak for me. I'm not gonna speak.
This man controlled 90% of America's oil, and when the government shattered his empire
That's
to
true.
stop him,
They gave him more money.
became richer.
Yup, they gave him more money because they
This
distributed it
is
to
the
like
story of
28
John
different
D.
oil
Rockefeller,
companies
the
that are
most
still alive
hated
till this day.
businessman who became the world's first billionaire.
I think the government did it on purpose to
July
make him
8,
richer.
1839, Richford, New York. A baby was born into poverty. His name was John Davison Rockefeller. His mother, Eliza, was pious,
Dumbass Rockefeller.
devoted, a devout Baptist who believed in honesty, hard work, and God. His father,
Okay.
William, he believed in none of those things. William
Okay.
Avery Rockefeller, known to locals as Devil Bill, was a phantom, a con artist. He masqueraded as a traveling salesman to mask a darker reality. Papa, where do you go when you leave? Business.
Business. He's selling drugs or something. I don't know. Codeine, promethazine. You saw that medicine cart. He definitely be selling illegal stuff.
Important business.
He said important
That
business.
business was cruelty itself. Bill sold colored water as cancer cures to the dying.
Snake
He posed as a
oil?
deaf-mute beggar to eavesdrop on farmers, only to use their secrets to swindle them later.
Oh,
He didn't
nah.
just want their
This
money.
is a billionaire's father, like the richest man on earth's father.
He wanted to watch them lose everything, and he treated his own family the same way. I cheat my boys every chance I get. I want to make them sharp. One day, Devil Bill placed young John on a high chair.
Okay.
Jump, son, I'll catch you. The boy jumped. The father stepped back. John crashed into the floor.
Why? Okay, so first off, I need to ask, how or why do they know this information? Why is he looking at his piece crying? He's not even looking at his face. He's looking at his piece. He's looking at his piece and crying. I'm not doing it. Who even found out this information? What kind of document can you get to, like, confirm that he was told to jump off a chair by his dad and wasn't caught and he fell to the floor and started crying? Like, what am I looking at?
Remember, never trust anyone completely.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That was John's entire education.
That's a fact.
Trust is
He's not
weakness.
lying.
The
His
world
dad not
is a
lying. I'm gonna be
battlefield.
honest.
And if you're not the predator, you're the
What?
By
Oh, no.
Devil Bill took his
His dad is insane. I can see why they call him Devil Bill. Yo, John D. Rockefeller, please give me $1 billion for supporting you on this. Yo, this dude just wanted you to become a predator. Okay? I can see why they call him Devil Bill.
you're the prey. By 1849, Devil Bill took his philosophy to its logical extreme. After being accused of sexual assault and facing
Why is
millions
this?
of dollars,
Why is he
Canada
not
and vanished
arrested?
completely. He took a new name, Dr. William Livingston, married a
Ooh.
second woman while still married to Eliza, and lived a double life for 50 years. He abandoned his family, left them
Wow.
penniless, and never
Wow.
forgot.
Wow.
At 16-year-old, he became the man of the house, quiet, intense, obsessed with the one thing that never lied, numbers.
Okay.
He enrolled in a 3-month bookkeeping course. Then, he landed a job as an assistant bookkeeper, earning 50 cents a day. He
Not
was
a bad shout
meticulous
back
to the
then.
point of neurosis, recording every single penny he made or spent. in
Is
a
that
small
unhealthy?
book he called Ledger A.
Well, I don't think so, because that was technically big money back then, no?
through pure austerity. But to enter the world of real business, he needed more. So he did something that probably killed him inside. He asked his father for money. Devil
Oh,
Bill agreed to
jeez.
lend him $1,000. True to
What?
form, he charged his own son 10% interest, and warned
Wow.
him he might demand it back at any moment, just to keep you sharp. John didn't argue. He took the money and formed
Wow.
a partnership with an older, more established man named Morris Clark. They started as
Morris.
produce merchants, selling beans, pork, and oats.
Okay, not a
It
bad
was safe
shout.
and steady.
So it wasn't just snake oil and
1859
snake poison
happened,
and stuff.
The Pennsylvania oil strike. The world was suddenly drowning in black gold, and Cleveland
Wow.
became
Oh,
refinery
I
central.
forgot they called that black
John,
gold.
this oil business is chaos. It's a gamble. People will always need to eat, so let's stick with what we got. No, you don't understand. People will always need to see in the dark. Oil is the light.
That's
Against
true.
Clark's
That's
judgment,
not bad.
they took on a brilliant chemist named Samuel Andrews and built a refinery.
Why are there so many new characters?
But the tension between
I
the
guess they
partners
just built
grew like a
one?
Cancer. Rockefeller wanted to borrow aggressively to expand. Clark, terrified of debt, tried to rein him in. By 1865, the partnership reached a breaking point. They couldn't agree on the future, so they
Damn,
decided
Rockefeller
to
just
dissolve
got
the
rich
company.
like that.
The refinery would go to whichever partner could bid the highest at a private auction. It was a showdown. The bidding started at $2,000.
Dude, it's not only for 2,000?
5,000. 10,000. Clark's face grew pale, but he couldn't imagine a 25-year-old having the stomach or the capital to go higher.
50K?
He decided to end it. 50,000, John. Walk away. The room went dead silent. Clark was already
Damn,
reaching
that's
for his
aura.
coat, certain he'd just won. Until 72,000.
Oh my god, where'd you getting this
The
money
smoke
from?
vanished. Clark realized then that John would bid until he was bankrupt or dead. He threw up his hands. I'm done. The business is yours. John D. Rockefeller had won. He shook Clark's hand. walked
How
out
did
of
he
the
get
room, and later said,
73K?
"That was the day that determined my career."
What?
Now, John was the master. He
That's
renamed
a lot
the
of money
company
back then.
Rockefellers and Andrews, and he began to apply the Ledger A mindset to the dirty world of oil. At the time, refining was incredibly wasteful. Most refiners only wanted kerosene for lamps. They would
Okay.
dump the waste, gasoline, naphtha, and tar, straight into the river.
That's
Rockefeller
terrible.
looked at that river and saw money disappearing. If we can't burn it, we sell it. Together
Okay.
with his partner, Rockefeller stopped the waste. Andrews found ways to turn that refinery
Oh,
sludge
Andrew was the
into
scientist.
lubricating oil and paraffin wax. He
Okay.
didn't stop there. He bought his
Anyway,
own
sorry,
forests
chat.
to make his own barrels, and even built his own kilns to dry the wood. By cutting out every middleman,
So how much
he
did
could
this
sell his
actually
oil
cost?
cheaper than anyone else.
gotta be a lot,
and
bro.
Still make a profit. By age 30, the
How did he have that much though?
had
That's
done
like
it.
not explaining it
He
to
owned
me.
the largest
The way the
refinery in
food business
Cleveland,
got that much.
the oil capital of the world. Most men would have stopped there and enjoyed their fortune. But John didn't look at his success. He looked at his surroundings.
Okay.
As he stood over the smoky skyline, he saw hundreds of small, inefficient refineries competing for scraps. To Rockefeller, these weren't rivals to be respected. They were a mess that was ruining the industry. I will take these broken pieces and forge them into one, and I will be the one.
That's the huge. It was called. I forgot what it was called. It was called
10,
something oil
1870,
company.
John D. Rockefeller, along with a handful of associates, officially incorporated the
Standard Oil.
Company.
And then split into like
He was
28
building a
parts.
machine designed to swallow every competitor in its path. To do it, he didn't look at the oil wells. He looked at the veins of the nation.
Okay.
Railroads were in a death spiral, slashing rates to steal business from one another. Rockefeller smelled blood. He walked into the offices of the railroad kings and said, "Gentlemen, I can guarantee you 60 carloads of oil every single day, rain or shine." 60?
I don't understand how people
That's
get that
more
much
than the
though.
rest of the valley combined. Exactly.
How much
And in
oil is
exchange,
crazy?
I want a secret partnership. This was the South Improvement Company, SIC.
Okay.
It was a shell company designed to act as a cartel between the biggest refiners and the railroads.
Okay, can we get a definition of cartel
had
before
three
we can
ruthless
say? Okay,
pillars.
appreciate that too.
First,
It's
the
fine.
rebate. Rockefeller got
The rage bait.
every barrel he shipped.
Uh.
Second, the spy network. The railroads
I'm
gave
sorry.
John detailed reports on his rivals, where they were shipping,
You're
who
corny.
they were selling
Yeah.
to, and at what price. And the kill shot, the drawback. Every time a competitor shipped a barrel of oil, the railroad took a portion of their money and handed it
Wait,
directly
why?
to Rockefeller. It
Oh.
was brilliant. It was legal. He would invite a competitor to his office.
Well,
at
he gotta be
26
getting mad
Broadway,
money from
6th
that.
floor, calm as a deacon, and lay out a simple proposal.
Yo, do you guys think there's anybody with really old? Well, obviously all oil is old because you can't just make oil out of nowhere. You know, that's like saying water is new. There's no such thing as new water. Every water is old. Water, you're drinking water that's been here since the start of the earth. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, water doesn't age. I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. Like, think about it for a second. The water that you're drinking came out of a dinosaur's butthole sometime, like a long time ago. Think about it. They came from dinosaurs. It's insane, but you know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you gotta think about it, bro. Like, a dinosaur really pissed that out at one point. You gotta really think about it. It was somewhere deep in an ocean. It was just decided to be picked up. It could have just been in the falls. It could have just been anywhere. You're drinking the water right now, though, which is, I don't know, it's just honestly crazy to
I
think
am
about.
being paid for every barrel you ship. If you stay in the game, you
So
will go
is this,
bankrupt.
can you still use old
Sell
oil,
to me
though?
now for Standard Oil stock or cash.
Technically,
Or you'll
yes,
be
right?
crushed. Your choice.
Or
In
does it
one
have to stay
particular
underground or
negotiation,
something?
A refinery owner made the mistake of refusing the offer. Rockefeller stood up, walked to the window, and opened it wide.
Okay.
Bill, come look at this view. 6 stories up. Beautiful, isn't it? The wind was howling. He approached nervously. You know, if a man were to slip here, fall out this window, all it would take is 6 seconds, and he would quickly become a name in the Cleveland obituaries.
What is that supposed to mean?
To remove your name from public obituaries, use incognito. Right now, thousands of data brokers are collecting your information, your full name.
So, alright, let me get it straight. So, Yoed just made up a whole story just so I could fall for a sponsor. Just tell me that you want me to get your product or whatever you're sponsored for. Like, what are you? Alright, bro. Sure, let's snipe it at least. Let's snipe it, guys. Come on, watch this. Watch this good snipe.
18cognito.com/crayon capital, code crayon
W
capital
snipe.
for 60% off. Link in the description.
Never mind. There
Between
we go.
February and March 1872, the massacre peaked. In one legendary 48-hour window, he swallowed 6 refineries, one by one, door by door.
Damn, you just
In
went
less
around
than
buying
3
them?
months, 22 of the 26 refineries in Cleveland had surrendered.
Wow.
But then someone leaked the secret, and the public exploded. In late March, the oil regions went ballistic. They burned Rockefeller in effigy. They marched with torches
Damn.
against the Anaconda. The
'Cause he
pressure was so
outsmarted
intense
y'all?
that the Pennsylvania
Yeah, man, 'cause he
legislature
outsmarted
revoked the SIC charter within months. The public cheered. They thought they had won. They were wrong. Rockefeller didn't care about the South Improvement Company anymore. Why?
Okay.
Because by the time they killed the deal, he already owned Cleveland. Yet Cleveland
Wait,
was just the
He
beginning.
owned Cleveland,
He
like
began to look at
LeBron's
the map of
place?
America like a general planning total war. What he invented next would become the blueprint for every monopoly in history.
Wait, no. The
This
only
was
the only
vertical.
person that owns Cleveland is LeBron. Boo, 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 boo. Somebody make that edit. Somebody make that edit. Anyways,
Integration. If a rival in another state refused to sell, he cut off their oxygen.
nobody
He bought the
wants to
companies
see
that
your ugly.
manufactured the
Okay,
white oak barrels.
that's fine.
He bought the
I
warehouses.
mean, shit.
He
I'm not even
bought
worried
the
about
chemical
that.
plants that produced the acid needed for
Okay.
refining. Suddenly, his competitors
a
found
minion?
that even if they could refine oil, they couldn't find a barrel to put it in or a
It's like
chemical
a
to treat
minion,
it.
dude.
But there was one final obstacle: the independent pipeline. In a last-ditch effort to survive, Pennsylvania oilmen began building a massive 110-mile pipeline to pump oil directly to the coast, bypassing Rockefeller's railroads. It was a feat of engineering
smart.
meant to break Standard Oil's back.
It's probably not gonna work though,
Rockefeller's
right?
response? Scorched earth. He bought strips of land across the pipeline's path to halt construction and trespassing lawsuits.
Oh my
When that didn't work,
god.
his teams engaged in pipe wars, sabotaging lines and
What?
begging local officials to pull permits. By the time the pipeline was finished, the independent companies were exhausted and bankrupt. Rockefeller simply
Nah,
walked
this
in
dude is
and built the
low-key
pipeline
evil,
for pennies
dude.
on the dollar.
This
One
dude
by
is
one,
evil.
the dominoes fell. From Cleveland to the Atlantic coast, the independent oilman was becoming an extinct species. Children watched their fathers break.
Damn.
By 1879,
Sag.
the bookkeeper had finally finished the map. He
Okay.
sat atop 90% of the entire industry. He had consolidated
That's
the
evil.
chaos. He had won the great
As
game.
hell.
But there was a new problem. When you own 90% of the world, you have a massive target on your back, and that target was about to be painted red.
Wait, 90% of the world?
By 1882,
I thought it was just
Rockefeller had
America.
won the war, but now he had to figure out how to rule an empire that wasn't supposed to exist. Standard Oil was now a sprawling web of dozens of companies across multiple
Jeez.
states. Back then, American law was simple. A company in Ohio wasn't allowed to own stock in a company in Pennsylvania. His empire
What?
was a
Kinda
giant
s-
held together
it's so
by secret
specific.
handshakes and verbal gentlemen's agreements. It was fragile. So Rockefeller's lawyers invented something the world had never seen before: a ghost that could own everything and answer to no one.
W Jews, W Jew
January
lawyers.
2nd, 1882, Rockefeller and 8 associates signed a secret document.
W
They
Goldsteins.
pooled the stock of 40 different companies into one single massive entity, controlled by 9 trustees. It was called the Trust. It was a legal shell game. If a government regulator
Ooh, get it,
asked
Shell,
who
'cause
owned a
one of his
refinery in
companies
New
are
York,
Shell.
the answer was a maze of paperwork that led nowhere. As a
I'm
journalist
such a
with
clap.
Lawyer
I'm
White,
sorry, bro.
you
I'm
could
so
argue its
corny.
existence from its effects, but you could not prove it. From his office at 26 Broadway in New York, a building known as the Temple, Rockefeller wasn't just refining oil anymore. He was optimizing the world. He applied his Ledger A obsession to a global scale. He was famously obsessed
What's
with
up
the
with
last
him and
drop,
this Ledger A
once ordering a
course?
factory to use exactly 39 drops of solder to seal a kerosene tin because 40 was a waste and 38 leaked. That one drop saved a fortune if we multiply that across millions.
I guess
of
that
tins.
makes sense, but okay.
This was the standard way. Perfection.
I get the pun, bro. I get the pun.
Rockefeller's vision went far beyond American shores. He
Ew.
realized that while America had the oil, the world had the darkness. He flooded the markets of Asia with iconic blue 5-gallon tins. In China, he gave away millions of small kerosene lamps for free. If you give a man a
Ooh.
lamp, you own his nights. To keep
Hey,
the light
y'all,
on,
why,
that
bro? I'm
man
not gonna lie,
had to
bro.
buy
That's
Rockefeller's
like saying if you're a rapper and you buy a bit of Birkin, she gonna automatically throw it and you own her for the night. Like, dude, that is the craziest thing you could have said. You give a man a lamp, you own him for the night. What? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, Rockefeller, you daddy as hell, bro. I'm not gonna lie, your dad told you that you're gonna be a predator. I don't know, bro. There's something wrong with you, bro.
For the
There's
rest of his
something wrong
life.
with you. I'm not gonna
The results were
really jump
staggering.
into that though.
He drove the price of kerosene down from 30 cents a gallon to just 8 cents. For the first time in human
Wait,
history,
why?
the poor could afford to stay awake after sunset. By the 1890s,
Are you not allowed to stay awake if you don't have
$100
a
million,
oil lamp?
roughly 1.5% of the entire American economy. But the numbers
Oh
were
my
beginning to still
God.
growing. As the empire reached its peak,
900
began
million
to
is
wither.
crazy.
Success was eating him from the inside out. Rockefeller developed alopecia. His hair fell out in clumps.
Probably
His head,
from all that
his
oil.
eyebrows, even his eyelashes. He became a ghostly, hairless figure, eventually forced to wear a rotating set of wigs of different lengths to mimic natural hair growth.
Oh
He lived on a diet
God.
of crackers and milk because his nerves had destroyed his digestion. While
Damn.
Rockefeller was hiding in his temple, a new kind of enemy was sharpening their pen.
That's kind of
ready to
crazy.
reveal the one
Crackers
secret
and milk.
the legend
Yo,
couldn't hide.
on bro, if I ate crackers and milk for the rest of my life, I think I would actually just end up like, it'd probably end up like, I don't know, tearing my asshole open. I can't do that, bro. That is just insane. That was over the board, just like, that's over the board like torturous. You understand that, right?
1902. A storm was brewing in the offices of McClure's magazine.
Oh yeah.
It was led by a woman named Ida Tarbell.
So
She
she
was a
probably ruined his
journalist
business,
and a
huh?
survivor.
By posting the article.
Decades earlier, her father had been an independent oil man in Pennsylvania.
Oh, so you were a little
She had
jealous.
watched
You were a little jelly,
firsthand
huh?
As the Standard Oil Anaconda squeezed the life out of her father's business and spirit. This was her golden opportunity
So-
for revenge.
Why?
For 2 years, she became
Okay.
a detective
You lucky, you lucky,
hunting
you
one
lucky.
thing,
You lucky today.
proof that the ghost existed. She hunted down former employees discarded by the machine. She
Bro,
unearthed
what?
Secret contracts buried in railroad basements. She painstakingly
And she went and threw it
rebates,
all into the
drawbacks,
media
and
and ended up making this dude Rockefeller even more money. Yeah, bro, you're
Then
such a good
the
detective.
investigation took a
You're a
scandalous
loser.
turn. A bombshell hit the headlines that no amount of corporate secrecy could hide. Devil Bill. The public learned that John was the son of a wanted criminal, a bigamist who was currently living a double life under a fake name.
Damn.
The mask of the deacon was ripped away.
Is he gonna ask for that $1,000
Rockefeller was
back?
Paralyzed.
With
For the
10%
first time in
interest?
his life, he couldn't control the game. He refused to comment, retreating further into his estates as the public's awe turned into pure
Did he not have security or like
Tarbell's
police
History of the
escorts?
Standard Oil Company
I think somebody that rich
became the
should.
most dangerous book in America. It gave the public a face to hate, and it gave a young, bold president the ammunition he needed.
Theodore Roosevelt?
Theodore Roosevelt launched a scorched earth antitrust investigation.
Oh, I remember that. Scorched
for
Earth.
years. May 15th, 1911.
We learned that not too long
The day
ago.
of reckoning arrived. The U.S. Supreme Court delivered the final blow. They declared Standard Oil an unreasonable monopoly. Their order? The empire must be destroyed.
Trust me.
the trust was shattered into 34 separate pieces. Those
Made him
fragments would
richer.
eventually grow into global powers like Exxon, Mobil, and Chevron.
Made him
At
richer.
72 years old, the world believed Rockefeller had finally lost. Actually, when the monopoly was broken up,
Damn, they were
Rockefeller
really
didn't
trying to
lose
take
his
him down
ownership.
like he was some sort
He
of
simply
super
saw
villain.
it
Well, he
decentralized.
technically was,
He
but
still
like
held his
at the
massive
same time, I
shares
feel like he played it
in all
smart with no
34 new
morals.
companies. Free from the standard name and the legal shackles of the trust, the value of
He didn't
those
have morals, but he
individual
still played it
stocks
smart.
skyrocketed.
That's all I can
In
say.
1916, as the world transitioned from kerosene lamps to the gasoline age, Rockefeller's wealth exploded. Front page news across the country confirmed a staggering milestone. John D. Rockefeller had become the world's first confirmed billionaire. At a time when the average American earned just $800 a year,
So
his personal
$800
fortune
a
hit
year,
literal $1 billion.
and he gets a
He had
billion.
outlasted his father,
I don't know,
his
bro.
competitors,
That's kind of
and even the
crazy.
United States government. But as the gold piled up,
So nobody
the old
stopped
man
him.
realized he had one final enemy left. One he couldn't buy, and one he couldn't crush. Time. His time was running out. He hired the world's first PR
I mean, what
experts
time,
to
though?
scrub the standard blood from
Dying?
his youth, appearing in public as a kindly grandfather, handing out shiny new dimes to children.
Oh, so then he could
founded
get the
University of
oh
Chicago
the sympathy.
and the
I know what he's
Rockefeller
doing.
Foundation, funding research that eradicated
Try to get free
hookworm
sympathy
and
points.
yellow fever.
Some pity points.
Was it guilt? A genuine awakening? Or the final brilliant con of a man who knew that history is
Yeah,
written
bro,
by the
became
winners?
like a 10,
We'll never
100
know.
billionaire.
What we do know
By the
is
way,
that on
because-
May
because
23rd, 1937,
that detective bit
the
wanted to
machine
ruin everything.
finally stopped. John D. Rockefeller died at the age of
Damn.
97. He missed his goal to
97?
100.
That's a
But he hit
lot.
his other goal, to make $100,000 by a margin so large it defies human comprehension.
100,000 was his goal, and this dude made $1 billion a year
I
at that.
believe
In
the power to
goddamn
make money
early
is a gift
1900s.
from
That's
God.
crazy.
And since I have been given
Like,
it,
actually
I
insane.
believe it is my duty to make money and still more money, and to use the money I make for the good of my fellow man according to the dictates of my conscience.
They didn't talk about if he had kids or not. Yeah, I'm not a lot, bro, W, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they should have talked about the business profit from the 34 different oil companies, but you know what I'm saying? Good little video, you know what I'm saying? W goddamn, my dog, whatever his name was, my dog, yeah, my dog, W dude, bro, W dude, that's all I'm saying.